Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about survival. And what I mean by survival, we're going to look at it strictly from a female's perspective, right? And we have to understand one very simple point. And I keep sort of poking at it for you guys to understand female nature. For women, it's all about survival. That's it. Survival, survival, survival. But because we have made a world that is so comfortable for women, it has gone beyond survival and into greed for a lot of women who have a very comfortable life. And this is evident in most modern societies. Societies who are going through hardship, who are going through wars, slowing or depressive economies, you will start to see women reverting from greed back to just pure survival. Okay? And I want to demonstrate this with this one video here from China Observer, where it is highlighting all the women that are coming from Russia, Ukraine, all of those war-torn areas that are being hit hard economically, and they're moving to countries where there is more abundance of men available. So that's what we're going to get into, my friends. Because what we've been seeing in China, it seems to be a large influx of women coming in from those areas. So, my friends, that's what we're going to get into today. Subscribe, my friends. Please book a session if you haven't done so already with me so that I can help you with some of life challenges. There's nothing better than a good old man with some knowledge to help you navigate life a little better. Whether that's in your relationship, in your marriage, just learning to survive. Okay, pick up my Content Creators Toolkit, $49.95. My friends, it'll be the best investment you'll make in order for you to make content. You need to actually focus on making residual income. So let's get straight into it from China Observer. I love the fact that there's a lot more English-speaking Chinese videos out there. And to those people who say, oh, this is just propaganda that's coming from the CCP or the political parties that are against China, etc., etc. And here's the reality of the situation, my friends. We can never be sure where any of our information is coming from these days. Unless it's coming directly from a person's mouth and it's just pure from that person, not what another person is reporting. You really don't know. It's insane. Like last night, I posted this video on Mr. Thomas Sowell. After I got a message from one of my viewers and I took a closer look at the site that I actually thought that was the man's voice. I looked at the site. It's out of the UK. It's his voice, but we don't know if it's AI. We don't know if his voice has been cloned. So we don't even know whose words are theirs anymore these days. Because I can tell you, I have duplicated my voice, right? I've cloned my voice. And you guys don't even know when I have corrected a few mistakes in my videos. So instead of me actually going back and re-recording it, I've literally just typed out what I really wanted to say and dubbed that voice straight into my video. You guys have no clue that is what I have done. So I'm telling you, man, we are so deep into the AI revolution that it's literally impossible for us now to understand what is what. But the reason why I know some of these videos are real because I took these videos and I put it into a software that translates Chinese to English. So in the first 3 or 4 seconds that they're speaking Chinese, I can see that the translation is actually right. It's actually real. So whoever the individuals are in the videos are actually saying what they're saying. I'm going to demonstrate it here with me speaking Arabic because I'm in the process of translating some of my videos to other languages because I want to hit other parts of the world that don't speak English. So my Spanish friends, Italian, German, Chinese, Japanese followers, hey, you're going to soon get me in your own native language. All right? It's so funny when I watch it, man. But before we go on, I'm just going to show you 20 seconds of me speaking Arabic.
مع التقدم في العمر وقضاء الوقت مع عدد كاف من الناس تتعلم الكثير من التفاصيل. كما تعلم يأتي ذلك مع الخبرة يا رجل. أريد أن أساعدك لكي تكون متقدما في اللعبة من خلال الأشياء الصغيرة التي رأيتها. لقد أعددت قائمة بها ربما سأقوم ب9 منها 10 11 إذا خطرت لي، لكنني كتبت 9 حتى الآن، لكن بينما أجلس هنا تطرأ لي المزيد.
Yeah, there you go, my friends. And I had some of my Arabic friends listen to it, and they said, man, it's freaky. It's perfect. They said it's just weird seeing another language come out of your mouth because we're accustomed to talking to you in English. But that's how good the technology is right now. But anyway, didn't want to make that so long, but I just want you guys to understand that, hey, the world has shrunk even smaller. And that's not only with people traveling to other countries to find appropriate mates and seeking new opportunities, but all of our communication between each other, it's going to be simple and seamless with very little effort on each person's part. Okay, that was a lot longer than I wanted it to be. So let's get into the video.
China's older single women are facing growing pressure. A wave of foreign women have entered China's matchmaking scene. From Ukraine and Russia to Iran and Peru, from Germany and Sweden to South Korea, the influx has created a highly competitive market. What worries many Chinese women even more is that these foreign women are not asking for cars, houses, or bride prices. Most of them are also Gen Z. One Russian woman was seen at a matchmaking corner in Hangzhou looking for a husband. Do you think a guy like me would be okay? Take a look at Li Na from Russia. She's 1.7 meters tall, weighs 55 kilograms, and works as an actress and model in Hangzhou. She speaks most of the Chinese language, along with Russian and English. Do Russian women expect a bride price when they get married?
No bride price, but the guy needs to be financially stable.
How much money do you think is enough?
I make my own money too, so as long as he can take me out for good meals, buy me gifts on my birthday, and we can travel together, that's enough.
What if there's no house after marriage, and you have to take out a mortgage together and pay it off over 20 or 30 years? Would that be okay?
Yes, that's fine.
What's the most important quality in a man for you? Looks, height, income, education, or personality?
Hard work is the most important. He needs to have a positive and motivated attitude.
Here's the thing about life, my friend. When there is a demand in a market, and that demand isn't being solved by the right product, a new product entering into the market will eliminate that problem. This is just based on supply and demand, my friends. Women are the ones who are being consumed. Men are the consumers of females. Chinese women refuse to give Chinese men what they want. Chinese men said, your price is too high. Your bride prices and your demands, and you're just ridiculous. You don't want to do anything, and you want a man to give everything. Same problem we suffer here in the West, right? You have worn-torn areas that are being really harshly influenced by sanctions, bullets, problems. You should see the beautiful Ukrainian and Russian women that are over here in Dubai. Just readily available, my friends. It's insane. The top of the top. Because these are the people that can afford to fly out, travel to other countries, stay in nice places, and look for men. So we're talking about millions, tens of millions of people who are trying to preserve their assets in worn-torn countries. So just imagine, you work hard in your country, and you have a family, beautiful daughters, and you have the Russian ruble, right? The U.S. starting to put massive sanctions against your ruble. You need to get that ruble out of the country and convert it into another country quickly before the value of it drops any lower. So what do? You move into Dubai, tax haven, tax-free. You buy your real estate. You invest in other assets that will secure your assets. But you also need to get your family out because freaking bombs and drones and shit and totally unsafe. So you get your entire family out. These are the people that can afford to do it. These are single women. These are the finest of the finest. The middle and upper middle class and the upper class. These are the people that can afford to fly out, get out, move their assets out. So now they're over here enjoying the sun, relaxing, and they need a man. You got the middle class who've moved into China looking for opportunities. And in the meantime, they're looking for a man. Why? Because their men are being killed in war. Back in Russia, back in Ukraine, the men are dying off. Tens of thousands of men are being slaughtered every year. Every year. This thing has been going on for 3 freaking years so far. The women need men, but the men are fighting in wars. These women can't sit around waiting for men because they're on a time clock. They need babies. Let me see where there's good men and I can go and negotiate. Let me go and find places that is better than where I am right now. Survival. I need to survive, and I also need to procreate. So China, US, Dubai, all of these other countries are seeing a massive influx of women. No men, because the men can't go anywhere. The men have to stay and fight. They don't have a choice. Have to. So China is now benefiting from a massive influx of women, Eastern European women. There we go. That wasn't hard for you guys to understand, right? So now Chinese women are up in arms because now they have a serious problem.
A German woman born in the 2000s, 1.76 meters tall, was also seeking a match. She owns 2 apartments, graduated from Guangdong University of Chinese Medicine, and is not asking for a bride price. An Iranian woman of Persian descent listed her requirements. No bride price, already owns a home and a car, knows how to cook, wants children, and works in foreign trade with a stable income. Given her profile, it is no surprise that many parents have taken an interest. In a random street interview in Shenzhen, several Russian women said they hope to find a Chinese husband and settle in China. They describe Chinese men as good-looking but a bit shy. Most notably, they all emphasize that they do not require a bride price. For many older unmarried women in China, who once believed they had strong prospects, these developments have come as a shock.
This is terrifying. Foreign women are teaming up to win over Chinese men. Do you know what their requirements are? No house, no car, no bride price. They're willing to work hard alongside their husband, have children, and take care of household chores. They can even keep working to help support the family after marriage. With standards like these, how are Chinese women supposed to compete?
This woman, who holds a master's degree from the West, shared her concerns. An older single woman shared her concerns.
I'm really scared that these foreign women are coming to China to take our men. I'm already 26 and I want to find someone and get married as soon as possible. I've noticed that so many foreign women are coming here and competing with us for Chinese men, and they are already settling down. Some of them have had 3 or 4 kids with Chinese husbands, and they didn't ask for a bride price or a house. I really don't understand what they're after.
A 35-year-old woman shared that she had previously turned down many eligible men because they could not meet her expectations of a 300,000 yuan bride price and a 20,000 yuan monthly salary. Now, she regrets it, realizing how competitive the matchmaking market has become. She admitted that the situation is overwhelming. Many people are curious, what exactly is attracting foreign women to Chinese men? One commentator explained that some Western women see Western men as too carefree and South Korean and Japanese men as overly traditional. In contrast, Chinese men are seen as hardworking, caring, and family-oriented, making them ideal husbands. With this shift, Chinese men are now in high demand, and the era of them having to chase after women may be coming to an end.
Hey, I'll tell you, there's one thing that there's no lie about. Chinese men work hard. They work hard, man. Whew, man, I see these guys working here. It's almost like slave labor sometimes, I swear. I hate to say that, but whew, yeah, these guys work hard. They are not afraid to work. So, ladies just don't get it. Everywhere in the world, there will always be an oversupply of women. Even in China, what I'm talking about when it comes to oversupply, it is there will always be more women who are willing to step up to take their place. So this is what you call, I guess, reverse passport bros. Chinese men are not only going outside to find women in Thailand, in Taiwan, and other Asian countries, because that's already happening. That's the passport bros of Chinese men going to find wives. But there's a massive amount of women coming in to China to find men. The difference between these type of women coming into China versus Western women going into China is the demands of the Western woman is still ridiculously outrageous, just like the woman in their country. But the new breed of woman, I'm going to make some assumptions here. These are probably women who have struck out in the West. Any woman you see coming out of Western countries, and I'm talking about not in Eastern Europe. I'm talking about, Germany and all of these Western countries. Those are rare. Those are exceptions to the rules. Those are probably women who have gone to China, educated themselves, done well, and want to stay in China. They love the culture. There are people like that. So I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that, but I can see the reason why there's a massive influx of women coming from war-torn areas.
One Ukrainian woman, Yulia, was fortunate to find a Chinese husband who is deeply devoted to his family. Born into a wealthy household, she married a man from Inner Mongolia who is 9 years older than her. She did not ask for a bride price and even contributed 50,000 Ukrainian hryvnias as part of her dowry. After marriage, her husband treated her with great care, and they soon had a baby. However, when the war in Ukraine broke out, Yulia's grandparents' city was hit by airstrikes. Worried for their safety, her husband urged her to convince them to move to China, assuring her that he would cover their expenses and take care of them in their old age. After much persuasion, the grandparents agreed to relocate. Once in China, the grandson-in-law not only bought them a home, but also provided them with attentive care, treating them like his own family. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Yulia's grandfather often teared up and told him, "I think Yulia is really lucky to have married him." A few months before, a young man from Shanxi married 20-year-old Russian bride Solomonka Olga. His family treated her with warmth and kindness, and their married life has been filled with happiness. Another Russian woman who moved to a rural village in Guangxi has embraced a peaceful countryside life.
Come pick some sweet potatoes. The tangerines I'm eating were picked fresh. What about you? They're great. There's no way I can finish them all. I'm full now. I'll help you pick some.
There is also Minas, an Italian woman praised as the most down-to-earth foreign woman. Minas hails from a wealthy family in northern Italy and grew up in a life of comfort. At 20, she came to China to study and met Kanong, a man from Guangxi. Born into a poor rural family, Kanong worked hard to become a photographer. Minas was moved by his kindness, sincerity, and eventually married him, settling in his rural hometown. Initially, many doubted their relationship, believing that Minas, with her beauty, would not permanently settle with a rural man. Moreover, even if they loved each other, they feared she would be overwhelmed by the challenges of rural poverty. Contrary to expectations, Minas quickly adapted to and embraced rural life. She mastered various skills, including planting rice, fishing, harvesting fruit, and even driving a tractor. Her kindness shone as she cooked Chinese dishes and shared them with the village elders, endearing herself to the entire community. Today, the couple has 2 beautiful children, and Kanong has attracted millions of fans by sharing their happy rural life online. Some people have questioned Mina's decision, suggesting that she should move to a big city to pursue a more exciting life. In response, Mina stated that she is genuinely happy in the village. She loves the beautiful landscapes, the warm community, and most importantly, the love and care from her husband. She described her life as peaceful and fulfilling. Different people have different aspirations. Some prioritize material wealth, while others seek emotional fulfillment. Minas clearly falls into the latter category, a mindset that may be difficult for those focused on bride prices, houses, and cars to understand. Somewhere along the way, Chinese men have gone from being overlooked to being highly sought after.
You see, this woman, Minas, she would be perfect anywhere she went in the world. This is a woman that understands the value of peace. This is a woman who understands the value of having a good man and a simple life. Any woman who gains happiness from simplicity is a woman that each and every man wants. Any man, anywhere in the world, whether he's a multimillionaire or the poorest of the poor, he would want this type of woman. That is what we all strive for. So this is a woman that it doesn't matter where she goes in the world, she would be instantly snatched up. This is what you call a high value woman. A woman who's not hell-bent on material issues. You let me know, guys, wouldn't you want a woman like this? I'm 100% sure that every single man that's watching this video will send me a comment saying, hell yeah, she's perfect.
One such case involved a Chinese businessman in Russia. During a business meeting, a Russian lawyer unexpectedly introduced her daughter, a second-year university student, and suggested that she marry him and move to China. The businessman remarked, "His daughter is absolutely beautiful, almost 20 years younger than me. At first, I thought the lawyer was joking, but after getting a translator to confirm, I realized it was true. I was completely shocked." A Ukrainian woman named Vero met a Chinese man online. The two had a strong connection, and eventually she traveled across thousands of miles to China to meet him in person. The topic of international marriages and welcoming foreign brides has sparked widespread debate. Online discussions have split into different camps, with heated arguments on both sides. Some Chinese women have criticized the trend, claiming that these foreign brides are disrupting the local marriage market. Some have even taken an extreme stance, equating international marriages to human trafficking. However, many men support the trend. Some have pointed out that the foreign wives, especially those from Southeast Asia, are hardworking and have fewer demands, making them well suited for a stable family life. This is particularly true for young men in rural areas, where the financial burden of bride prices, housing, and cars can be overwhelming. For them, marriage often means depleting their family's entire savings, making foreign marriages a practical alternative. Despite the ongoing debate, the trend of Chinese men marrying foreign wives continues to grow. In Guangxi and Yunnan, a large number of single men have married women from Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar.
Yeah. I wouldn't push it as far as, Chinese men are becoming that much more in demand. In the West, Asian men are still the lowest of the lowest when it comes to what women prefer in men, simply because of their height. The Chinese men I just saw there in the video, these are tall guys. I mean, that's not the norm. I think the video is actually sort of pushing the creme de la creme of the Chinese men. Your average Chinese man isn't going to fall into these criteria. So I want you all to realize that I'm not looking at this with this glossy-eyed about, men are winning in China. Listen, they are better off. They're getting more opportunities. But I honestly feel that this video sort of pushes the narrative a little bit too sweetly for the men. All right? I'm just calling it like it is, man. We know Asian men are not the tallest, and that is a major requirement with most women around the world. Even in China, that norm doesn't change anything. A lot of the men that they describe are still more men of means. So, my friends, let me know what you think. I'm going to put the link to this video in the description because there's another half to it, so you guys can go and check it out. But I just thought I'd bring you this short video just highlighting some of the changes that are happening in the dating market in China. Passport bros are still moving to other regions of the world from the Western Hemisphere over into the East. A lot of them are moving over to the East looking for women, looking for marriage-minded women, women who are not that demanding. Gentlemen, you should look at the Ukraine. Not going over there, but you should look and see where you can get in touch with some of these Ukrainian and Russian women. A lot of them still have a conservative mindset. A lot of them. All right? So let me know what you guys think. Come on now. Subscribe if you haven't. And by all means, like the video on the way out. So my friends, until tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.